Hello everybody, this is Ben for the Blue Monday podcast. This is another BlueTube video. I have just witnessed Crystal Palace 2, Ipswich 1, or you could say Ipswich youth team, Ipswich reserves, Ipswich B, whatever. I was expecting a far higher scoreline than that when I saw the teams. We knew that Mick was going with an entirely different starting 11 from Saturday with a view to the Fulham game and getting all these rested players back. So I think, given the circumstances, a 1-goal defeat and scoring away at a Premier League team with all those young players, I think they can be very proud. The team, you might hear a few new names here. So Gherkin in goal, it was Wolfenden right back. Wolfenden has appeared for the first team over at Luton earlier in the year. Fowler and Webber were the centre-backs. Neidham played at left-back. We've seen him in centre midfield for the first team. Rowe played down the right. Downs and McDonnell in the middle. Selina down the left, with McLaughlin kind of playing off the front, off Falami. We think Neidham played kind of left-back to try and make a little kind of pact down that side with Selina. Palace, just to name a few of these players: Speroni, Ward, Dan, Kelly, Van Aanholt, I think he was 13 million. Schlupp didn't he win the title with Leicester? Puncheon, MacArthur, I think, is a 15 million. Lekilo, Cabaye gets paid, I think, 100 grand a week. And Kai, who we were linked with on loan. So very kind of strong Palace team in relation to what we normally get each week. Uneventful first 10 minutes. There was one 15 pass ITFC streak, pleasant surprise, up to 20 minutes, and Palace seemed to be not sure what to do, not sure how to play it. You know, they've got a lot of time on the ball. Ipswich dropping back out of possession 4-5-1 basically. So Slalom and Selina gets kind of fairly close to the goal on 22. Falami holds it up in the centre. Rowe cuts in from the side, curls one over. So the first shot actually went Ipswich's way, or the first meaningful shot. Cabaye has one blocked and Van Aanholt smashes it over. Both long distance efforts. Couple of corners from Palace, and Dan gets one snuffed out at the near post. Downs foul on Lalico. Cabaye with a curling free kick, good save by Gherkin. And that's all for the first half, really. Excellent from Ipswich. They held their shape. They chased everything down. It was attack against defence, but it's a competition, and they played their hand really well in the first half. Palace, again, kind of regressed down. It's kind of having a conversation of the first team may have even lost by more because, you know, a different type of dynamic to the game. So, half-time, Fosu Mensah comes in, Dan comes out. Palace pick up a little bit on 51. Kakai low shot, Gherkin gets down, saves it, and then one of those horrible bouncy volleys from Cabaye where if anyone touches it, it's going to kind of bounce in the corner. Ipswich win a corner, plays short from Neidham to Selina, cuts in right-footed and curls it wide. Downs takes a yellow card. 55, Van Aanholt comes out, and England winner Townsend comes in on the left-hand side, which changes the game. Weak header from Kakai comes off his shoulder. Cabaye with a crap long ranger. Falami comes out and Morris comes in. I know a lot of people have been keen to see Ben Morris playing. Best territorial play from Ipswich here, still at 0-0 on 65, getting forward well. Wolfenden gets in two good crossing positions but can't quite deliver, but he did so much defending, and he's now got Townsend to play against. 74th minute, Kakai nearly makes the top tier with a pretty terrible shot. He then gets substituted. Chung Young Lee comes in, and then straight after that, James MacArthur gets the first goal for Palace from the edge of the area, takes it on his left foot, curls it past Gherkin. Great finish, and kind of lets the air out of the stadium there, because you're just starting to think, oh, is this going to go to extra time, or could Ipswich possibly nick one? Nasty mix-up now between Fowler and Gherkin. Goes out to Townsend. He crosses to the back post, and Lekilo well snuffed out by Gherkin. Then Lekilo dribbles into the box, hits the foot of the post. So it's kind of all opened up now. Ipswich have gone behind. McLaughlin out, Patterson in, Neidham out. Smith in and a bit of a rejig at the back. MacArthur has another curler. He's into his groove. And he scores his second on 84 minutes. Nice work down the left. I think it must have been Townsend. Cuts it back, and this time with the right foot. So he did have the chance of the perfect hat-trick. But then really lovely to see 90th minute Ipswich get a goal, which I think all the travelling supporters and all these young players kind of deserved, really, if you're a soppy like me. Morris down the right, he chases the ball over the top, crosses it low, and Selina sticks one in. So there was a lot of debate as to whether Mick should do these wholesale changes. Well, I think the players that played did him proud. I think if the first team had gone there and lost by 1, I don't think anyone would be grumbling. The proof will be either after the Fulham game or when we go to QPR, seeing how many first team players are available and back after all these injuries. Wolfenden, good game at right back. The centre halves looked pretty assured, and there was one lovely moment where they both split in the second half at 0-0 to receive the ball off the keeper. So they look like they're used to playing out from the back. Downs took the responsibility of being one of the main first team players. Rowe kind of huffed and puffed, but it didn't really happen for him. Selina, you still get that kind of gasp when he gets the ball in the stadium. He can be frustrating, but he's now played 2 games and put an assist on the board and a goal on the board. I think, like Lawrence, if you can get him in the team and get him there for 90 minutes, I think he'll put numbers on the board. Falami struggled against strapping great Premier League centre-halves, 3 of them. It was tough for him. He was on his own most of the time. McLaughlin kind of did his best kind of following up, and McDonald was kind of neat and tidy in midfield. Everyone's kind of eager to see Morris. He looked fairly lightweight again, but when he had his moment where the ball was actually played through to him, he did well. So we're going to see what happens now after all of these changes. Hopefully, maybe because Hughes wasn't there, he might come back for Fulham. But I think the general sense is if you can take a point off Fulham and have a fit squad come in against QPR, I think most people will say Mick probably did right by the team. And I felt quite proud, especially at half-time. I really did expect a kind of different outcome. I feel proud and not proud enough for this fucking parking ticket that I've got for 65 quid for 2 wheels on the curb. So if any subscribers want to club together to pay my parking ticket, you can. If you enjoy the channel, please subscribe what device you're on. Listen to the podcast we've got on this week in ITFC History tomorrow with Dave and the Statman. Just go to Acast or iTunes and subscribe in there. Follow me on Twitter at Benjamin Bloom. I think the message is well done to those little Ipswich Town youth players against the big Premier League boys today. Only losing by 1 goal, coming away. Let's hope that it's a good sign and that we get something out of Fulham at the weekend. And certainly I feel a bit prouder than the cup defeats with lots of rested players over the past couple of seasons. Let me know what you think in the comments, if you think Mick did right, Mick did wrong, and who you think did well and who you think might even be able to step up and come into the first team squad. Thank you very much. I'm going to go and cry about my parking ticket. See you later.